Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the SharpSHOOTers. As always, we're your hosts, Juicebox and Danny. We hope everyone's having a great week. It was a huge week in wrestling, so we have a lot to talk about tonight. If you saw either of our posts, you know that this week is a nice special week for us. We're doing 2 episodes this week. First one is just me and Juice tonight. Just a nice little recap of wrestling this week. Nothing crazy. And Thursday, Matt comes back.
Matt is back, baby. Matt returns to SmackDown.
I can't wait. We do the worst wrestler of all time tournament. I keep saying it. I keep hyping it up. This is going to be my favorite tournament. It's going to be the hardest tournament. I already saw some of the matchups because I was putting out together the spreadsheet. It is ridiculous. I don't know who I'm picking. I don't know if I had an extra week if I know who I'd be picking. It's going to be in the moment what I feel, who I don't want to see more.
It's going to be beautiful. It's really going to be a work of art. I think we're going to paint a beautiful picture here, guys.
I don't think we can get this wrong. That's how good it is. I don't think that we can get this wrong.
And there's a few in there we could get wrong, but I don't think they're going to go that far. But we'll get to that next week.
All right. But tonight,
there are a few names.
Let's start off like we always do with some trivia.
Wait, what? Oh, come on.
What?
I wasn't ready for this. All right, let's go.
Well, you're not going to be ready for this because this is going to be a different kind of trivia.
Uh-oh.
Since 2012, Brock Lesnar has made his return to the WWE. 7 wrestlers have cleanly pinned Brock Lesnar. Just name 4.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
You can do this. Enough.
Roman.
Roman is 1.
Cody.
Cody is 2.
Seth.
Seth is 3.
Roman, Cody, Seth. Want to say Goldberg?
Goldberg is number 4. A good one.
I want to get the other 3 now.
You want to try to go for the other 3? Go ahead. I knew you'd want to. Go ahead. I will give you some hints. Do you want hints or you want to try the other 3 first?
Let's see. Give me a minute. Let's see. All right. So we got in Brock cleanly. Oh, Taker.
No.
Really?
Since 2012, no.
Oh, okay. All right. So I get 2 more guesses.
Because remember, Taker lost at Mania, and then I think at the rematch, I think it was like a no holds barred match or some thing.
Yeah, I guess I just assumed he'd want to eventually get something back, but all right. Cena, no.
Cena, yes.
Really?
Cena's one of them.
All right, so I'll take that one as a win.
Once you said no, I knew you were going to go back to Cena, so I just wanted to tell you.
Yeah. I figured
so he
win a lot.
2 left. 1 Hall of Famer, 1 current WWE superstar.
All right. Well, I only got 1 guess because I got 1 wrong, so I'll take the 1L. Triple H?
Triple H is one of them. And the current wrestler, Drew McIntyre.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay.
When no one watched him, when no one saw the broken champion.
I'll take 6 out of 7. Not bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
So, big week in wrestling. Let's start off with the big pay-per-view, SummerSlam. Let's pull up our predictions. Let's see how we did. By the way, as always, if anyone in the chat has any comments, please shout them out. If you guys want to be nice and give us a nice subscription, that would be great, especially if you have Amazon Prime. You could use your free Amazon Prime sub. Please go to gaming.amazon.com. Thank you, producer. And sign up for free. Costs you nothing. Helps us out. We would love it. We would love you. And I will say this. If you wait until Thursday to give us the subprime, you can veto some picks and some matchups in the tournament, so your voice will be heard. So if you join us Thursday and you sub on Thursday night, you will be able to make some decisions in our worst wrestler of the year tournament. Last time that happened, a certain Certain host here wasn't too happy with the results, so let's hope that doesn't happen to us again.
Never again. It was a joke.
Freebird
Never
said,
again.
I'd like you guys to know I'm live from the flooded I-95.
Hey! Hey!
What's up,
Man.
Freebird? Hope you're doing good, bud. Hope we can help you get through this flood.
Let's go.
Let's go. So, spiritually, of course. So, SummerSlam, 7 matches. What a packed card for WWE. Crazy. 7 big matches. Lots of title changes. Very, very big night for WWE. Almost like a reset in a lot of people's opinion. So, where would you like to start, Juice? Do you want to go in our order? Do you want to go in card order? Do you want to go with what you like the most, what you like the least? I know you liked a lot of nothing.
My notes are in show order that it went in.
Let's go in show order then. So first match of the night, if I remember correctly, was Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley.
Yep.
And for anyone who didn't see, spoiler alert, because, SummerSlam happened already and we're doing the recap.
Your own fault.
Your own fault. Rhea Ripley, mommy, was on the verge of winning and then was betrayed by Dirty Dom, that little bastard. And Dirty Dom and Liv Morgan are now the power couple of Monday Night Raw.
Good for them.
So how'd you feel about the
for
match?
the baby faces, taking out the bully heel Rhea Ripley. All done to Dominic turning babyface.
Very
I'm so
true.
proud.
Very true. Judgment Day is almost a babyface group now, you can argue.
The new Judgment Day, don't you mean?
The new Judgment Day, which we will get into. Didn't Liv Morgan get arrested? When did Liv Morgan get arrested?
I don't. I think she did for the marijuana. I think she had pot.
Was that recent?
Got her in Florida. It was within the last year or so. Yeah.
Ah, you know me.
Yeah.
I don't care if you smoke pot. Go ahead, do what you gotta do.
Pretty sure it was. If it wasn't in Florida, I don't remember where it was, but it was definitely for marijuana, if I recall.
It's all right. That just makes Freebird. That just makes her more of a favored wrestler for me now. So we're good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But yeah,
oh, Freebird, by the way, I am wearing a Yankee hat. I just wanted to make sure you approved. Just letting you know, bud. Thank you.
The only hat to wear. Go Yankees. But yeah, I think this went exactly how it needed to go.
For sure.
Liv needed the win. Rhea did not need to win. It would have killed everything with the story and the momentum that they were building. Even now, I don't think, assuming they run this back at Bash in Berlin, don't give it to her there.
I agree.
Rhea needs to suffer for a while. I'm saying that as legit as a character, despite the heel face thing, whatever. She needs to feel the remnants of this, and just getting the belt back a month, after this means nothing.
Yeah, that would make sense. Plus, I feel like, hopefully, doubtful, but it would be great if this led to a Dom versus Rhea match like they did back then with China versus Jericho and stuff like that. So that would be an interesting kind of swerve in the storyline too. I like the way they did it. I think it was a good finish, especially when he pulled the chair back and made it seem like he was hey, you're gonna lose the belt. Don't screw yourself. And then moments later, screwed her. I think it was really, really well done.
Yeah, so it would be cool, but I think just in today's world, the optics of it for WWE, they're not going to touch it.
I know. Stupid.
But I think what they're gonna do is I think Raquel can come back, and you can do Raquel versus Rhea for a while to get Rhea away from Liv, and Liv can move on to another storyline, and not just hover over the Rhea Raquel story. Actually give Liv another title program. But that's just me.
Yeah,
I don't think they do it.
I think that makes sense. Yeah, because honestly, if you want to give people a break from the title scene, so if Liv's holding on to the title for a little bit, let her go against Damage Control since they just came to Raw. Let her go against Shayna Baszler's group. I still don't know what they're named yet, but let her go against other feuds. If you really want to build a women's division, showcase some other women besides the same 2 or 3 for every title match. It gets a little boring. So hopefully they go with it.
What they do. Yeah, we'll see what they do, but not optimistic.
I agree. Next up,
yeah,
I believe we had the IC match.
IC title.
Nice. Intercontinental Championship match, Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. We all were correct. All thought Braun Breaker. I honestly wasn't disappointed. I think it was a great match. but I wanted because, and I'm gonna go more into it later. I think SummerSlam was a good pay-per-view storyline wise. I think they advanced a lot of storyline stuff, and it was a good story pay-per-view. And Braun, I think, kind of almost destroying Sammy more. It would have been a better story instead of them having like a good match, and then the next night Sammy's like, all right, now back to the chase. Like Sammy getting hurt, Sammy kind of being back to the underdog and trying to find his way back. Like that would have been fun to watch, but it's a different way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing I've been saying for weeks now. It's a month too late.
Mm-hmm.
It was the right move, but you should have done it last month.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it funny because, like, the whole reason they didn't give it to him last month apparently was because they wanted the title change to like stand out and like not happen with another title change on a show. And then you do it with like 4 in a row. Like, okay, fine, whatever. And then also, like, I don't even know if you realize this, like, you say, like, a good match and blah, blah, blah. It was only 5 minutes. Like, Braun did kind of fuck him up.
I feel like Sammy just had so much more offense. Like, I feel like Sammy, I mean, I guess it seemed better now that you said 5 minutes. It kind of was like 5 minutes, really? All right.
That's it. I didn't think it was that long. And honestly, I didn't even realize it was that short until I looked it up earlier today. I just gave it a look over, but... Yeah, it wasn't even that long.
That's
of a
what I'm
match,
saying. Like watching the match, it did not feel like 5 minutes. It felt a little bit longer than that, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
but that's all I got on that one.
All right. Next up was Logan Paul and LA Knight.
Yep.
Logan Paul versus LA Knight. This match, I mean, we kind of called it. We were hoping LA Knight would finally take the belt off him again, off. According to Undertaker, one of the greatest United States champions.
Stupid. So stupid. Here's your paycheck taker under the table.
Hey, man. Whatever he's got to do to make a living, I guess.
Pathetic. So much, whatever. Okay, move on.
Go to Saudi Arabia, Undertaker.
Yeah, it's Saudi Arabia, everything. He keeps going.
I have no notes on this match. I'm happy LA Knight won, but I wrote nothing down.
It really wasn't like a standout match. I mean, it was good for what it was. Logan Paul did his usual stuff. I don't know if I've said this before. I'm so over LA Knight's finisher. I wanted to get something better. I'm not a big fan of it. It seems kind of weird. I don't know.
Blunt force trauma?
Yeah.
It's all right.
I feel like he could have a better one for his character. I don't know. But it is what it is. I had no notes for this match either, really. Same with the next match. Mm-hmm. I really didn't care about Bayley and Nia Jax. I was surprised they gave it to, I mean, we were all, obviously, that's one that we all got wrong. But very shocked they gave it to Nia Jax. Very upset they gave it to Nia Jax. I don't want Nia Jax anywhere with a title.
Yeah, so here are my notes for that match. I wrote down, quote, Nia Jax sucks, and quote. Those are my notes.
Can you be more specific about that?
Sure. So during the match, it didn't even hit me when we did our show last week, which is available on YouTube right now. If you go look at our on-demand link down below in our link tree, you can check it out. But we didn't even talk about the idea that, like, between Walter and Nia, like, you almost felt like one of them had to win, almost to put over the King and Queen of the Ring, like,
oh yeah,
winner. Like, that's how they both got their title shot. You've had them both lose. It kind of hurts it, like, next year when they're like, nobody won, though. So, yeah. So we should have figured one of the two would win. Either way, Nia was the only legit surprise of the weekend, at least for me. I hated it. I mean, it seems like what they're going to do now is they're probably going to have, like, Nia bully Tiff into, like, not using it on her for a while and I guess turn Tiffany face. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand where that story's going to go because, like,
that's the only place it really can go right now until Nia loses it to somebody else.
But also, it's just going to be so weird how Nia stops Tiffany from using it when the only time
again it's just going to be a bully thing. Like,
yeah, but the only time Tiffany can use is when Nia is down. So is Nia going to, like, wake up? Like, I don't know. It's going to be. I know I'm just not going to like it because Nia's involved, but also I feel like they're not going to do it well. Like, I'm going to give it a shot like I do everything else with their storylines, but, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. No bueno. Anyway, last 3 matches, I found good bits in all of them, so not too disappointed. No, I'm not saying they were all good. I just found good bits in them. starting off with, I think it was CM Punk versus. No, did they do the title match first?
No, it was Punk and Drew.
It was Punk and Drew, yeah. So Punk
Yeah.
versus Drew. If you want to scroll down a little bit, that's the only one that's cut off.
Only because you said. Actually, you didn't even say please. Okay, I'll just do it.
Thank you, though. I'll say that.
You're welcome.
Special guest referee Seth Rollins. Drew McIntyre comes out on top, like we talked about. What'd you feel about the match?
I mean, I know it's going to sound like, wow, what a surprise, but honestly, my favorite match of the night. I thought it was the best match of the night. I thought they told a great story between the three of them, and I think it was the perfect and the right ending. Exactly what you need to do for Drew and for Punk and for Seth going forward with whatever the story's going to be. I liked it. I wish it was longer. That was my only complaint, just because it was doing so well.
I kind of agree with like everything you just said. The finish, which was what our concern was, and we talked about that last week, where like we didn't want Seth to take a stupid ref bump and then not make the count, and then they did that a few times where I was just like, again, just like the last pay-per-view, I'm just like, oh, motherfucker, like don't do this. This is stupid. But the whole Seth being like legitimately meaning to keep the bracelet safe and not fuck with Punk, and Punk in his rage just being like, no, you're also messing with me, I'm gonna take you. Like, that was just all perfect storytelling. I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a little bit is dumb babyface being dumb babyface, but what are you gonna do? It's wrestling.
That's the point. Plus the whole story also, and I think we talked about it a little bit, was, you know, Drew cost himself for months, and now when he finally Punk had the time to show him up, Punk cost himself. So like, again, just adds more layers to the story and stuff. Then next up is Damian Priest versus Gunther, and honestly, I really did like this match. It was going well for a while, in my opinion. It was definitely Damian Priest's best match, obviously because of his opponent, but one of Priest's best match. He put the effort in, and then they ruined it, and then they did one of the worst endings. Like, visually one of the worst endings. Just in a common sense world, like, everyone screaming, what the fuck's going on? Messing up the ending, and really just ruined a good match. I'm very upset by it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm the conductor on this Damian Priest hater train, so you're not going to hear anything different from me, but I think this all but solidifies Priest as one of the worst champions of all time. I legit mean that. I'm not trolling.
I know. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just laugh because, again, it's like
he never had a single defining defense where he did it himself. He always got lucky because someone else was involved in other shit. All of his matches to me are just dull. Like, I mean, I know you enjoyed it. That's cool, but I did not care for it at all. He looked like an idiot pushing Walter to the rope to go for the cover. Like, biggest idiot, just rolling him over just for the spot for Finn. And honestly, listen, it made Priest look dumb, but that's on Walter.
That's on a lot of. That's on like all three of them. Like, something could have changed. Someone could have like done something different and be like, hey, like redo this or respot it or.
Honestly, Walter just should have rolled over himself a little bit more. It's on Walter. I don't blame Priest for it. He looked like an idiot because of it, but it's not his fault.
But then also,
yeah, I just
and this is something we've talked. I forgot where the last time we talked about it, but like where you can make a change in the moment where it makes sense. Where like, hey, don't do it right in front of the like. The problem was then Finn comes in and does it like clearly in the referee's view. It's not like the referee was blocked off. He was on the edge of the mat. The referee could have positioned himself better. Also, like, just so many things went wrong at the same time that it all looked like a shit show at the end. And again, I know you weren't a fan, but like it for a lot of people, it was a good match, and it just really soured it. And you're right, Priest has had a terrible reign, and it sucks that his best match ends probably his worst finish. It's just ironic.
And you know what? Like, I'm not even mad that I'm wrong. I'm not even mad that I was wrong with my pick because I I wanted Priest to get that defining win.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be it. And they just, I mean, listen, I also can't stand Judgment Day. So if this is the implosion of that old Judgment Day, fine. Like, it's the monkey's paw. Like, I'll take whatever I can get, I guess. But yeah, whatever. Terrible. Happy for Walter, though.
And then we have the main event where, surprise, surprise, the OTC returns and supposedly shocks everyone and punches Solo's championship aspirations away, allowing Cody Rhodes to retain. And you look very disappointed.
No, because it's weird. Like, I guess it didn't happen to you, but like when I was watching that night, like all of a sudden, right before this match, like my stream just changed right to WrestleMania 40's main event, and they showed the same main event all over again. It was really weird. Like all the faces and everything came out. It was the same thing. It was so strange. I was like, isn't this the show I just watched a few months ago? It felt like a lower version, so it was weird. I guess you didn't get that stream.
I mean, there were a couple of big differences. The person who walked in as champion also walked out as champion. The opponent was a different tribal chief, and Jacob Fatu got fucked in that match. Like, I know the reports are saying he's not that bad. I don't know if I believe it until like I see him actually wrestling, but he looked like he got fucked real bad.
Yeah, no, they definitely did. And like, it's so stupid. I saw the reports afterwards where they're like, "Oh, like it was planned for him to sell the injury and not get up." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up!"
No.
Like, no. Did you hear that or no?
No, I didn't hear that. I'm reacting to you say it. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's from Fightful. Like reports were like, "Oh, Jacob Fatu was supposed to sell an injury after the table spot, and he wasn't supposed to get up to not touch Roman." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here! No way!"
No, his whole shtick is that you literally can do your finisher on him, and the man pops back up. He was clearly trying to get up. He was clearly trying to do the next spot, get to the next thing, and was getting pissed that he could not move. Like, that's so stupid, man. It's also, but it's also those Sony idiots who are like, well, he got hurt, so that's why the Usos didn't come out. The Usos were never going to fucking come out last night. It was only supposed to be Roman Reigns. That was it.
They could have. I thought they could have. I was ready for it.
But how are you going to have the Usos come out when really Jay hasn't been attacked by them yet? Like, Jay's still doing his own thing on Raw. The Bloodline really hasn't interacted with Jay. Like, I think the way you get Jay in is when Jimmy comes back, helps Roman. They realize they need a third, and they go to like try to get Jay back into the family. I don't think Jay just joins them because they got attacked. Why does he give a fuck?
Well,
that would be a terrible.
I don't know if they're. Here's the thing. I don't know if they're planning a draft for all these shows move networks again or not. But like, I saw people saying like, oh, they'll probably end up trading like Sammy and Jay to SmackDown and then send Randy and Owens to Raw or some shit to like even it out. We can get to that later a little bit with Raw, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, right now they're not on different shows, but
we'll talk about that with Raw. It's gonna be interesting. They have time to kind of coordinate it, but I don't know what they're gonna do.
And well, I have a nitpick about Roman though.
Yeah, I was gonna say even though I still want to talk about that.
Yeah, even though it was like an obvious thing for everybody, like. I get you want to sell your fucking t-shirts, but like maybe don't come out wearing a shirt that says OTC. Like it immediately shows your allegiances against Solo and the Bloodline now. Like, man, like
also,
he hasn't been
bad
seen.
Shirt.
What?
I think it's a stupid looking shirt.
Well, either way, people are gonna buy it. Like
100%, but like to me, it's
like
for
he could have came down.
I don't think it stands for original tribal chief.
Cole and all them could have been like, is he gonna hit Cody? Is he gonna help Solo? Oh my god! Da, da, da. None of that. It was just Roman's back. He's good. He owns the original tribal chief. Like no drama to it. Like it could have been like, oh my god, what's he gonna do?
Agreed.
That's whatever. That bugged me. Or even just fucking rip the shirt and then reveal it.
Yeah.
Crazy concept. I know. Never been done before in wrestling.
Bloodline, and then rips the shirt and it's OTC. Like, yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So then Raw the next night.
Before you get to Raw, I do have one more point about SummerSlam in general, and really just WWE pay-per-views.
Okay.
I think I've had enough of watching them live. I can't. I don't think I can
watch
do
them
it
live.
anymore. I don't think I can do it anymore. It's unbearable. Like, I've put up with it since like whenever like they, forever. But like now they're doing like all these fucking ads and commercials. It is ridiculous.
What did you text us about before the main event? How long did you wait?
It was like, I mean, well, they do that all the time. Mania, like think about when we had people over for Mania and
That's
Rumble.
what I'm saying.
It's like 45 minutes from bell to bell of the two last matches.
I really hate watching it live for that reason. It's like you could fit 3 matches in that time frame, and you're just wasting our time. It's crazy.
It's like embarrassing to have people come over and watch it with you, because it's like, especially if they're like casual fans or whatever. Like, think about every time we have people come over and they're like, "What is this? Like, where's the match?" They're not used to that. It's really annoying, and I don't know. I don't think I can do it live anymore. I try to do it live just to not miss like anything if it leaks online, but it's been too bad. It's too rough. That's my last.
What I do is I just like wait the hour, then I start trying to stream it and try to find like sites that I can watch it without the commercials, and I can try to fast forward. So if you like wait an hour and a half, usually it's a little bit easier. Or even if you wait the hour on Peacock, you can hour and a half. You can start live and then kind of
catch up by the second match.
Huh? That's fair.
If I wait an hour and a half, I'll get the match too.
That's why you gotta wait 2 hours maybe.
And I don't know. I'll figure it out. But right now, it's just like I can't do it, man.
I agree.
Yeah, pay-per-views used to be the escape from TV, where like, hey, I'm getting 3 hours of wrestling, talking, no segments. This is the payoff to shit. And now it's like,
you know what's funny?
Same old, man.
That's why AEW pay-per-views I can watch, because like it's just wrestling. Like it's just like, all right, if this match is boring, I can take this match off or whatever, and that's like 5-10 minutes, cool. But like it's just like, here's the next match. All right, here's a quick promo. Here's the next match. It's just like what we used to watch when we were kids. Like that's how WWF used to do it. It's like, here's a quick video package. Here's the match. Here's a quick video package. Here's the match. And any segments that were backstage were like meaningful. They weren't ads. They weren't Slim Jim. They were like maybe a quick toy thing once in a while, but like it was for a story, or it's for the next night on Raw or something like that. So no, I agree with you 100%. It's very annoying. Very, very annoying.
That's all I got on SummerSlam.
Then we had Raw. Now, Raw was very interesting because a lot of things were happening. Raw started off with the main event for Berlin announced, and it's kind of cool that it finally came back, but just very strange. Randy Orton versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Storyline-wise is Randy Orton is cashing in a comment made by Triple H that when he lost King of the Ring, both his shoulders weren't down and he would have to get a rematch against Gunther, yada, yada, yada. So he waited until now to cash in. Obviously, it's because they have no opponents for Gunther at the next pay-per-view for Berlin, and they want a big name there. So they're just using it as an excuse to get Randy Orton on the main event card. Thoughts?
So I know he's involved in other stuff now, but like, did Priest make any mention about a rematch clause or wanting a rematch?
Priest is hell-bent on going after Finn Balor in Judgment Day.
A smart guy. Yeah, the only thing I can really say about that is...
Oh, sorry. And the match was already like pretty much made official before the end of the first segment. So there was no even like, Priest wouldn't even had an opportunity to say like, where's my rematch clause for Berlin?
I'm fine with the match. It's just annoying that he's on SmackDown and like he's on Raw. Like, that's kind of why I was thinking the trade like earlier that day. I was like, just do the trade then. Like, just get it over. We get him on Raw then and freaking justify.
Well, they're not going to do that because it's just to get him again as the main event. Then he's going to lose, go back to SmackDown, and do nothing there.
It's just annoying. But it'll be. I'm sure it'll be a good match, and they'll definitely make sure it's a clean finish. It's just to get Walter the definitive win over Orton again cleanly. That's all.
Agreed.
Without the controversy around it. So it's fine, whatever. But I was really bummed out. I got super excited last night because on Twitter I saw a tweet from WWE, and it was Walter in the ring talking, and it had in quotes from Walter saying, "Allow me to reintroduce myself." And I thought they were going to finally go back to him being Walter,
I know.
and I got super hyped up.
That's so funny.
Watched the video, It's not what they did. I turned it off. I
That's
moved on with my
hilarious.
life.
Hilarious.
But that's what I got on that.
But no, I agree, and I think it's dumb, but they made it work in the storyline, so I get it in that sense. And I think in the storyline, if Randy Orton were to win, then just like they did with like the Kevin Owens and Jay thing, they would make a trade later after the win, and then they just send someone back to SmackDown in his place. But I don't think that's happening, so it doesn't really matter.
Nothing matters.
Then another crossover because of SummerSlam. We had Theory and Waller versus Miz and R-Truth. And the only reason I bring this up was because, as annoying as it is, and as much as you probably don't care, just, for actual WWE fans, it looks like they're saying that the Miz is going to turn on R-Truth. It looks like he's already getting frustrated with the losses and stuff like that. Like last night they lost, and like you could tell he was getting mad. I honestly thought he was going to clothesline him on the spot. Like they were saying up like, here's a hug after the match, like consoling him. I was like, oh, he's going to do it. And then they didn't. And I was like, okay, so now like they're planting the seeds. They're in like Cleveland or close to it, so they're not going to make him turn yet. But like he's going to turn soon, it looks like. I don't care, but.
You know what, though? Like, I don't know how much you really can recall of the Miz's career the last like 3-4 years. Since Vince left, this has been like a ghost. He hasn't done anything of relevance or value. This R-Truth thing kind of saved him a little bit. So, like, if he's turning heel, like, I doubt he's got a plan for him. But, like, if there's no plan for him, like,
yeah,
that's bad news for Miz. Like,
no, agreed.
I don't know, man.
Kind of strange.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they set up that, again, cross-promotion, but I don't think that's leading anywhere. It was just because of the SummerSlam interaction. That was it. Next up, we had Punk and Seth having a stare down, having a little interaction, about to fight each other when Drew interfered and pretty much suckered Punk into chasing him into the audience. While that was happening, Big Bronson Reed is making an impact on Raw by completely annihilating Seth Rollins to the point where they made it seem like he had internal bleeding because he was coughing up blood after like 5 tsunamis. So looks like they're setting up Berlin as Seth and Bronson Reed, probably a Punk Drew rematch. You got Randy Orton and Gunther, so the cards are already starting to come together a little bit.
What else happened?
All right. We had the debut of the Wyatt Six.
Oh, wow.
In their match against, I believe the new name is going to be American Made. That's what it seemed like he said. So before Chad Gable and the Creed Brothers came out, he was saying, oh, you guys can keep American Alpha. I don't want that anymore. I got a new guy. So they were coming out. He was doing his little promo before the entrance. And then right before he came out, he said, it's because we're American Made. And then they just went out. So I don't know if that's going to be the name. It sounds like it's going to be the name. We'll find out. They didn't announce it when they came out, so it wasn't their name last night. But we'll see next week what they're going to call themselves.
I'm gonna pull a Vince McMahon card here. Like, there's no way you're gonna do American Alpha versus American Made, like two American. No, that's so stupid.
I think so.
Like, if anything, you play the heel and you take the name. Like,
no, he straight up said, you can have it. I don't want it.
Yeah, no, I know it's what he said. I'm just.
No, man, I don't know if you understand what he said.
And then even then, if you're going to say keep the name, I don't want it, then you make your new name something completely, totally different.
No,
not just another American thing. Whatever. That's dumb. We'll see how
the American Academy of Alpha. Made.
No.
All right. Some other news to get into. We talked about, it looks like the new Judgment Day is going to be Liv, Dom, JD, Finn, and Carlito's sticking around. Looks like Carlito's going to be part of the group. So that's fun. I know you enjoyed that very much. No real advancement between like Rhea and Liv and them. Just she got a couple of licks in last night. Dom saved her from going through a table. They got away. Nothing crazy there.
saved her life.
Saved her life.
Like,
The
easily,
one
quickly.
big thing that, not big thing, but the one thing that I was actually kind of intrigued by, only because I've never really seen it before. The New Day, and this will be the last thing we talk about Raw, unless you have something you want to talk about for Raw. But the New Day and the Final Testament feud takes its next step. And the reason I bring that up is because the next step was a tag team match last night between the New Day and AOP, where the New Day won, immediately got attacked after the match, and then Odyssey Jones making his Raw debut last night, saving the New Day, and very impressively, because I think that was the lightning that just made your lights flash. Very impressively, because I've never seen it before, side slammed both of them at the same time. So he picked up one member of AOP who's a big boy, picked up the next member of AOP who's a big boy, held them both up, and then side slammed them both down, which is pretty crazy.
Oh wait, they put Odyssey with New Day?
Yes, he saved New Day.
Okay, good. That's a good call. It's funny. I saw he debuted last night.
Hold on.
And I just assumed.
Before you finish that thought, after he saved them, backstage segment where Xavier Woods looked pretty annoyed that Kofi Kingston didn't tell him that Odyssey Jones was coming to help. Apparently, Odyssey and Kofi made friends at the Performance Center when Kofi was healing. Odyssey was like, "Oh, my boy needed help. I knew he needed help," and came. And Woods looked like kind of annoyed that he wasn't in the loop about that. So just putting that out there before you finish that thought.
You know what, though? I think there's nothing wrong with Bigger E joining the New Day. I think he's going to be a perfect fit. I think it's going to work well, and I don't mind the tension or teasing. But like I said weeks ago, as long as they don't break up, roll with this story.
Yeah,
that's fine with me.
I agree.
If they break them up, ooh, God help them. That's one of the 10 commandments, 7 sins.
I mean, also,
no.
I don't know if it's true, but Kofi did say, like, once New Day breaks up, he's retiring. So,
oh yeah,
that's something to keep an eye on also. Because if they break up, that means it's probably like Kofi Xavier as the final feud of his career. So,
and they can manage Bigger E.
Oh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we will be right back. We're going to take a quick commercial break, come back and talk about AEW. Please stay tuned. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Please stay. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I was going to say, please stay tuned. Juice, you had one more thing you got to talk about with WWE before we went to break. What was that?
Yeah, they suck. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if you saw this news story. I think it came out yesterday that apparently WWE is considering, or in like light talks of considering, the idea of taping their Monday Night Raws on Sunday.
Oh my God!
Following international pay-per-views on Saturdays, and they say they want to do it so that they can give the talent more time to like recover and recoup. And it's weird to me because I don't know if that means like they're taping them internationally then, because like if you're doing it back home, it defeats the purpose of like recouping because you're making them get home quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing they're gonna keep it like taped there, but I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
I just want to see your thoughts on them.
If you're still there doing the
So I think they're just looking to tape them on Sundays to give talent from Mondays more time. I don't like it because I always think taped wrestling in this day and age is just a death knell. Like it's going to do nothing. Like you can't do anything significant ever on taped wrestling. So I always think it's a loss.
I mean, you can. It's just going to get leaked. So like
that's my point. Like it's going to get leaked and like.
But it depends on what argument you go with, because some people say that if you leak it, it makes people want to see how it actually happens and what happens. You can go with the argument of Bischoff with Mankind.
Yeah, that's why I said thank you, Shivani.
Oh.
Like, yeah, because he's the one that announced it because of Bischoff. But yeah, either way, I don't know. I don't like the idea of them taping Raws, but I also don't watch them, so it doesn't really matter. But I saw that news and I just want to see your thoughts on that.
No, I honestly think it's dumb too. But if it's just once in a while because of the international stuff, I guess do what you got to do, and as long as it's not like the night after WrestleMania or whatever, it's not going to be too big of a deal.
Yeah. Well, because even now the SmackDowns internationally are all technically taped. We figure out what's happening on them like 3 hours before they air. So
yeah, but that's also like I stay off it, so it's not a big deal to me.
Yeah.
All right.
Either way, that's all I had.
AEW, what we got?
Yeah. So so now we're going back to last week's Dynamite. We're catching up from there. So I thought it was kind of meh. Like the crowd wasn't really that great.
Yeah, it was a very crowd.
I
don't like
some
this
people
little tour they're doing over there. I feel like they're not getting like good. I feel like they just seem small.
Well, this was in South Carolina. The Collision is what's in Texas and Arlington. That's the residency. So, yeah, this crowd in South Carolina. I'm one of those people where I can enjoy good wrestling, but a shitty crowd does affect it for me at least. I know some people don't care about that. Yeah, I mean, Ospreay, Archer, was okay. No one ever thought Archer was going to win anyway.
What do you mean? He squashed like 50 people in the last week and a half.
Oh yeah, I forgot he beat Ezekiel McGillicuddy. Yeah,
he carried one of his opponents to the ring and then pinned him. How is he not going to win?
Wow, you're right. Didn't think of that. All right, take it back. Dynamite was fire. 5 stars. Yeah, but so Stat beat Willow to earn a shot at the CMLL Women's Championship. So I wonder if they put that on at All In or not, or All Out or somewhere else. But there's one more match coming from them.
Yep.
Curious how that goes.
Which we called also. We said that last week that
yeah,
it's disappointing that it's not the pay-per-view win yet, and maybe this will be the pay-per-view win when they have the title match. We'll see, but hopefully, I think Sad needs that win as well.
Yeah. So Camille had her first match. I know it was another little kind of squash, but I wanted to see what you thought about this. I feel like Mercedes wearing heels is doing the dynamic an injustice.
Right.
Like, if you want Camille to look like a monster and a giant, or like your enforcer, got to be a little bit of a height discrepancy. Like, at least when Mercedes will be in ring gear, it'll balance out because they'll be in their flats. But I don't know. I think that's a note that should definitely get to her, and I think she probably knows it by now. But it doesn't look that like
give her boots so like she can also be a little bit higher.
She has them. I think Camille has them, but Mercedes are bigger.
That's
all.
how big her heels are. God damn it.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Like, well, Camille wears boots that have like a little bit of the platform. Mercedes has got like the fucking
that's
stilettos
fair.
going up.
That's fair.
That's the difference. But
no, but I agree.
Yeah,
she looks. It doesn't do her justice, which is what you want.
Yeah, I thought Darby and Paige was excellent.
So good.
I thought it was very well done.
Always.
Ending was perfect with Paige just getting in his own way.
Mm-hmm.
Rage, I loved it. I thought it was really, really well done.
And then, well, we'll get to it, but like where that's leading Paige right now, even for the pay-per-view, I'm excited for it. I think he's gonna have a great match with Jarrett when that eventually comes up, because I think that's where it's leading to. You don't think that's?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't think that's gonna be like a Grand Slam match or something? I think I could see that.
Not Grand Slam, but
I don't think it's to be all in or all out. You think the pay-per-views over Grand Slam for that match?
I would do all out. I don't see that as being a match at Wembley. Like really, like on paper.
That's all I'm saying. No, I agree with you.
Yeah, I think all out, but not Grand Slam.
You just don't want to see it.
Well, of course, but no, I'm saying all out in Chicago. They can do it there, not all in. That's about it. Too many shows coming up. What else? Mortos and Hologram are officially all elite. They have.
Wasn't Hologram already officially all elite?
No, he may have been under some other different deal, but like, when he has the thing where when he announces them as all elite, it's like a set AEW contract versus like the Ring of Honor or the like handshake ones. So they must have been under some other deal before that, but now they are both like officially all elite, and I think they've earned it. I think they've both done really well the last like 3 weeks.
I said it. Hologram has been very interesting to me. I was very surprised with what he's doing, and like I'm even the tag team match last night was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a hologrammer. I don't know about you.
Hologrammer.
But
I am not a hologrammer.
Oh no.
Not yet, at
least. Something in chat you're reading, or what's?
I don't know. There's something weird here that I'm pretty sure I have to block, but I don't know how to.
Oh, it's probably just some spam. Hello, spam.
Yeah, I know,
but
I know the producer likes to block it, but he stepped out really quick, so I'll let him come and block it. No one
Either
click
way,
on that.
Okay.
It's spam. Don't click on it.
Yeah, so that was all my notes on Dynamite last week. Did you have anything else from Dynamite you wanted to?
I feel like I did. Hold on. Let me just look up really quick. Here's the producer to get rid of it. I told you he hates it. He hates it.
Right here.
Which one? Ban? Okay, I wasn't sure if it was ban or report. I didn't know if you wanted to report him. Hey, man.
You're good. You're doing great.
Thanks.
Love you.
See, I got positive feedback from the producer, which means life is good, ladies and gentlemen. All right, really quick. I know I want to bring up something with... Oh, yeah, with the whole MJF, Will Ospreay, and Kyle Fletcher going on. That's kind of lead up to tomorrow night, which is pretty good. I am still liking... I know we're still like upset, and I agree with MJF's kind of like same old shtick as far as what he's saying. I'm liking the American title belt more and more as I see it for some reason. I don't know why, but it just visually looks really nice. But I'm also liking this feud where I'm curious if Callis is going to turn on Kyle now, or if Kyle's going to turn on Ospreay. Because I feel like the whole, like, he's my brother, blah, 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 that's like setting up a very good turn where now Kyle might be like the golden boy for Callis in the Callis family if he really like fucks up Ospreay, because Ospreay like left him behind, or however he wants to spin it, because he really could just spin it whatever way he wants and it would make sense. I think that's where it's going, but I'm curious if you were thinking that or not, because like they're building up to the match tomorrow night, and it'll probably be a good match, and they'll probably go through the whole thing. I don't think it's gonna be like any swerve match, but I think eventually that leads to the turn, personally.
Yeah, I never really considered whether or not Fletcher would be involved in the turn. I always kind of assumed he would join up with Ospreay, but it could happen. You're right. I definitely can see that. So it is interesting. It did make me think, though, like after that segment, I was like, ooh, like I originally thought, oh, this is a home run for Ospreay to get his win in the UK and make the American the international. Now I'm like, he's probably gonna lose. Like, and they run with this MJF thing a little longer because, like, I think of like the Wembley moment and all that. It's like Ospreay already got his win last year.
Right?
He doesn't really need the win again this year. Like, yeah, it'd be cool, but like, I could totally see him losing. Yeah, I'm intrigued by it. I like the whole America thing, but here's the thing: like, it's fun right now because they're going to the UK and it's Ospreay. But like, if MJF does beat him, you can roll with this if he keeps fighting people from like other countries. But it's just gotta, again, it's just gonna be more MJF with the low hanging fruit, and they'll roll with it to keep it entertaining. That's all. Like, we'll see how it all goes. But
Yeah, that is what I am nervous about, is that if this storyline goes on for a while, as much as I love MJF pushing the boundaries and stuff, when it becomes like you said, low hanging fruit, it's not as enjoyable. So like, I'm afraid that it's gonna eventually get like too cringy for me if he keeps going with like the pseudo racist, like American kind of thing, depending on who his opponents can be. Like, I don't want him to get like borderline stereotype, like.
I mean, what do you mean borderline? He's already doing.
Well,
it.
you know what I mean,
You
like.
see his promo in CMLL.
Yeah, that's actually really fucking fair. No, you're right.
He's doing it, man. He's
yeah,
like,
damn.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't get just too cringy. That's what I'm afraid. We'll see how long it takes. It's going to. We'll see how long it takes.
See.
All right. What about? I don't remember Rampage. Remind me what happened on Rampage.
Yeah. So Rampage, Wheeler Yuta beat the Butcher.
Oh yeah.
And I was intrigued by that.
I like the Butcher, man.
Me too. I liked them both. It was a solid, solid opener match. But Wheeler Yuta, Danielson was on commentary, like talking up Wheeler Yuta, and I loved that Yuta won the match with the cattle mutilation, which is Danielson's old like submission move used in Ring of Honor, and a little bit after that. But like, I'm assuming Yuta's like officially adopted it now, so a big pop for me. I love that. I mean,
between that and Collision, they're really building up like this the Yuta Danielson relationship specifically right now, which is cool to see. It's nice.
Yeah. No. So I'm excited for it. I like where that's going. Just to give Yuta a little bit more of a Blackpool Combat Club touch with everything, because it's felt like they're all kind of separate lately. So I kind of said it last week. I'm gonna say it again. I absolutely do not like MXM Collection. Not a fan of theirs at all. I think it's insulting that they're actually in AEW, and I mean that. I hate to gatekeep, but I think they're terrible. I don't think they're talented. I think they're a lower rent version of the Fashion Police, and even them I didn't like. But at least they were semi-entertaining.
Yeah.
And like it's just seeing them beat Private Party and being on already fighting like FTR. I get they're getting them over or whatever, like in the Texas area, but I just don't like it. I'm a hater. Sorry, but like I tried to like them. I'm sure they're good people, but as talents, they should have nothing to do with here. And we can get into it a little bit, or maybe now or later. But like seeing teams like Private Party and Top Flight not really getting that kind of a push from the tag division is in shambles. Plus the rumors of Lucha Brothers leaving, like it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Where I'm like, this is I get this other great, amazing talent, but it's like, you see the revolving door of like MXM coming in, Lucha Bros leaving, and you're like, that's the trade off. Like, no, thank you. I don't want that. So
I really feel like the tag team division has taken I guess nosedive is a good term for it. Like, they're not as featured as much. There's not as many like high profile matches going on. Maybe they have one match a show. Like, they're really getting put on the back burner. And even with the EVPs being the tag team champions, like, where were they on Dynamite? I don't really remember seeing too many like big segments with them. Did they have a big segment on Dynamite?
Well, I didn't mind any of them not being on this week because they all just lost Blood and Guts. So them not being on for a week.
But even that, like Blood and Guts was not a tag team. Like, before Blood and Guts, they weren't doing like a lot of tag team matches. I know they're doing the whole Private Party storyline, and that's great. But Private Party isn't having tag team matches. Like the guys who you're trying to get there aren't doing it. Now they're kind of starting the feud with FTR, which is great. We'll probably get into that in a little bit also. But like, even that, like, now you just had these two guys, these two teams featured. What about the other teams? What about building up both teams and saying like, no, FTR, we've beaten this team on Collision. Now we're going to face you. Not like, oh, because we called it out. Now these are the two teams and only these two teams are going to face. So, yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. It's very frustrating because I love tag team wrestling. Like, you know how excited I was about that tournament we did a while ago. Like, love tag team wrestling, but, like, WWE tag team wrestling is better right now. And it's not even good. And it's not even good. Don't get me wrong. Not good. But, like, they're doing more tag team stuff than AEW is right now. I saw more tag team matches this week than I saw in AEW. Like,
dude, he never puts the tag title. He never puts the tag titles on pay-per-view, man. Never.
I'm not saying like they're getting huge things, but like
I don't know. I don't know if
seeing more tag team titles in the company that really has disrespected tag teams for like how long now? Like, come on.
I don't know. I can't give you that one. I can't. No.
All right.
Can't. But my issue, so my nitpick though was with Aubrey Edwards regarding MXM because like they won their match and then post match like I don't know if you saw it, they did a little pose where they turned around and looked at the camera.
No.
So like they put their backs to the hard
cam. Match.
They put their backs to the hard cam and then they kind of did like a Zoolander where they turn around and pose, and they did it while Aubrey was holding her arms up. But the thing is, Aubrey faced the other way with them and then turned around and did the pose with them. And I don't mind Aubrey. I don't mind any of the AEW referees, but that was stupid.
Yeah,
that was cringy. I don't need you involved with them doing their pose.
Nah, I'm right.
Like, let them do the pose. You can stand facing the other way or be confused, but nitpick. But I didn't like that. All right, two big questions for you about All In. I want to see what you think. First off, Anarchy in the Arena. Do you think it happens? And if it does, who do you think is in it? They did it last year at Wembley. I think they'd run it back.
Yes, because they usually try to do that once a year. So that would be the time to do it. It would be good at Wembley. And then you said, who do I think's in it?
Like who fills that void? Because I could see it going one of three ways. I just don't know which way they would go. I want to see what you think.
You assume that it's going to be a run back with the Elite.
Well, you can't because Perry's already in a match. He's fighting Darby. So that's out.
Then I have no idea. Because I would assume it's just the Elite. That's the big storyline. If you're asking me, like, randomly what I think would be cool, just because of Collision, it would be dope to see, like, a 3-way trios match between House of Black, the Patriarchy, and Bang Bang Club, and Anarchy in the Arena, and see who wins the trios title.
Well, they're already doing that match, just not Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah, throw it in Anarchy in the Arena.
I don't know. All right.
Turn the arena black for House of Black and see how they do.
Okay. So these matches aren't like full, but these were like my rough ideas. I was thinking either something with Learning Tree and then the Joe Hook Shibata people and like Suzuki.
Oh yeah, that could work because
that's probably the one. Well, that's the thing. There's 3 on the bad side, and I think there's 4 on the good side. So you could fill it, but it's not full. So that's why I'm like, I don't know what you do there. My other one was something with the Conglomeration and the Undisputed Kingdom. But again, both sides aren't really full. And they've been fighting each other a lot lately, but it doesn't really feel like an Anarchy kind of thing.
And also, the Conglomeration hasn't really interacted with Wardlow or Adam Cole, so like them just getting thrown in there and then finding 2 more guys to face them that aren't MJF, which a lot of people are going to shit on, including myself. So no, I think like the first one better, and it's still not. I still don't know who would fill the shoes for the Learn Tree either.
And my third one's a little bit of a wild card, and it gets to my next point. I think it'd be cool if they did a women's Anarchy in the Arena.
That would be dope.
If you took Stat and Willow, you took Thunder and Deanna, you took Taya, you took all these little stories going on, you take Saraya and Nyla, and you kind of get them all. It's a little bit of a mismatch, but it gives the women something cool to do different.
So
I don't think they go that way.
Kind of Survivor Series-esque, where you kind of throw together random teams based on rivalries and who's good and bad, and then just kind of go have at it.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, this is me brainstorming before we get closer. If they're doing Anarchy, which I assume they're going to try and throw one in there,
I
but
assume too, but now that you said it, unless they do, it's usually 5-on-5, right?
yeah,
So unless they do 4-on-4, but you can't because I'm pretty sure whoever is going to be the number one contender for the tag titles are also going to be at Wembley, so you can't
yeah.
do it there. Do they possibly do Anarchy at the Arena at All Out?
No, because then
Because
you're
it's
not
not an
really in an
arena.
arena.
Yeah, so that
Yeah,
wouldn't make sense.
maybe it is an arena. I don't know what building they're in.
And then Grand
But either
Slam, you
way,
can't do it because it's not an arena. Shit.
I mean, whatever. We'll see. I
No,
wanted
it
to kind
has
of
to
put it in
be
your head.
Wembley if they're gonna do it. And like, who do you put in there? I agree. Unless again they
Yeah.
do a 4-on-4, so it makes it a little bit easier for the learning tree to get someone, because then they just have to get one person instead of two. But then they have to get someone like that would be. Ugh. I don't want to speak this into existence because I'm pretty sure I saw reports saying that they weren't gonna do this. So I don't think they're gonna do this because I don't think he
Hey,
wants to do this.
hey,
Sammy Guevara makes, because he's already doing the thing with Dustin and them now, where he's trying to prove that he's not a bad person. So it's very easy to prove that you are a bad person, and then you could join up with your old buddy to be your fourth person. So then they have that kind of crazy nutball that they love to have at Anarchy of the Arena. I don't like it, and I hope it doesn't happen. Just throwing
I'm
that
yeah.
out there as well.
I'm gonna say no on that.
I
I
hope
think he
no.
legit. I think when he's speaking, he's being legit. I think he really just wants to stay away from
I
that.
agree. I agree.
So I don't think that's
So
happening.
yeah,
He
I don't know.
specifically said the vortex.
I don't
So
know. I don't know.
um, that brings me to the next question I wanted to run by you, Soraya.
Bro, I don't know what the fuck she's gonna have.
I think I cracked the code,
Okay.
and I want to run it by you.
Okay.
Um, so I think open challenge at Wembley, and then from there,
Jamie Hayter?
okay, well that's a new one. So now one of three options. Hater.
Threw one in there. All right.
Yeah, no, it's a good call. It could be Hater, or it could be Becky,
Becky who?
Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch. Do you not see the story she wrote the other night online?
No.
Okay, well, on Sunday night, A&E aired her biography on TV, and as it aired, she posted on Instagram a picture of her with her kid and the women's belt and said, "It's been a hell of a career. Thank you, WWE Universe. Thank you, all of you, for everything you've given me over the years. It's been a hell of a run. I love you guys, blah, blah, blah." And everyone is like, like, that could be either it for good, or that's just the end of Becky Lynch. I mean, she hasn't been on a contract since like April. Is it that far fetched?
Just like,
It really could happen.
would you like
I mean,
that?
I love it.
I don't know if I would.
I think Becky's one of the best out there. I think she's amazing.
100%.
So,
Where the problem I get with is the same problem that we have with like when Adam Copeland and stuff came in, is where do you put her? And then who now gets pushed back? Because like obviously he goes right to the forefront. So now what good talent that you're already not using well gets pushed back because now you got another spot that's taken by a big name that's coming in. So like Thunder
I
Rosa gets fucked. You know, people like that, people like Deonna Purrazzo, Serena Deeb, like those who should be showcased and who should be really in the TBS title, because that's what that title's for, is for those wrestlers, now get pushed back because now Sasha Banks, or sorry, Mercedes Moné can't have the AEW Women's World title, so she has to have the TBS title until she can have that. But then if Becky comes in, then Becky's gonna have the TBS. Like, I don't know, man. I love Becky, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't sign Becky. Of course, if you have to sign her, you sign her. But like, it just, someone gets fucked, and they don't use all their talent as anyway. It just.
So my third one My third option is one out of the three. I think this is the one that's probably most likely to happen.
Okay.
Beth Phoenix.
Ooh, I do like that because of Copeland and stuff, and you don't need to give Beth Phoenix like the championship run. You just need her to be there for like big matches. See, that I like. I like that one better than Becky, even though obviously Becky's better long term. In the short term, I like that one better.
Yeah, she's no longer under WWE Legends deal, and
there.
that's an easy way to get Copeland to come out with her. Get Copeland in front of Wembley for the pop. So I don't know, just an idea. I don't know what, because again, with
Copeland's
Saraya,
not gonna be good for Wembley at all, right? Not even close.
No, not at all. So again, with Saraya, like they're putting it on TV, so it's one of three things or four. One, they're fucking with us, and she's just not on.
Which is wild. And if they do that to her, that's so disrespectful. I hope they don't do that.
Two, anarchy in the arena with women. Three, the battle royal idea, which you can do for a title shot at All Out, and then there's an open challenge thing. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but
I'm not sure. Interesting.
Yeah, just wanted to run it by you. I had the thought
like
on during SummerSlam it hit me. I was like, oh,
the Becky one's kind of fucking with me still. That's interesting.
It could. I mean, we'll see. But yeah. So on the Collision,
talk about him.
Wait, hold on.
Talk about my pops.
I don't know who we're talking about.
Talk about my
Christian.
dad.
You can talk about him. You go. Cook.
That was a great segment. That was so good. Fucking Killswitch is about to like Hulk out and just lose it on this company, and I feel bad because just like every other big man, they're gonna let him do his thing for like a week and then bury him and not give him a big run. But like, goddamn, man, I knew it was coming, and just the way he did it was so good. Just be like, you're exactly what I asked you to do. You're the best at what I do. You are my finisher, and you didn't give birth to this kid.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, listen.
And then he still has to defend them. That's the fucked up part. He still has to be the one who wrestles the match for her.
As long as they do it right and commit to it this time, it's fine. It's just, I feel like they did the turn already once and they fucked it and just like went right back. Like, so I'm all for it, but if they do it this time, they gotta do it right and stick to it. That's all. Excuse me. Yeah, we already talked about the trios match being announced.
Yeah, so that was cool. Buddy Matthews coming back and stuff. That was awesome. Also, just on like a personal level, I'm sure he's also very happy that this Rhea Ripley Dom storyline's fucking over. Like,
oh yeah.
As much as he was a professional, fuck this little mustache looking douchebag like all over my woman. Like, get the fuck out of here. He must be so happy.
Did you see that he tweeted? I don't think he tweeted at Tony Khan.
Yeah.
He wrote like, he's like, TK, can I
go help mommy or whatever? Yeah. That shit was great.
Oh, man.
So yeah, no, I do like that whole whatever they're doing there. I like whatever direction they're going in. Just House of Black on TV is always good for me. Bang Bang Club on TV is always good for me. I can't say that for some reason. That's the third time I fucked that up. And then
bang. What?
No, not Gang Bang. Bang Bang. Bang what? Bang Gang. See? Whatever. And then so yeah, I really am excited where that's going. I really want every time they come out with those trios title for her to have it around her waist and just like Killswitch just to be like losing his fucking mind.
You know what they should do? They should have Killswitch eat Mama Wayne and devour her because he's a dinosaur.
Oh,
he should eat her and take the belt back. Did I say something wrong?
I don't know if Christian will be happy with that.
He can't stop a dinosaur once he's unleashed.
All right, moving on.
So Claudio won a title shot against Okada.
Yeah.
I'm curious if they do it on TV or if it's going to be at All In or All Out.
Grand Slam.
Or Grand Slam. But I'm also curious about Pac. I just don't know. Like, obviously they said apparently in the reports that like the Death Triangle is going to get a trio shot at All In, and then that got canceled. But like it never made sense in the booking. So unless they canceled that early, I don't get it.
Yeah, because they haven't come out as Death Triangle since I think Pac came back.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what they're gonna do with Pac. I don't know where he's gonna fit in because like right now he has nothing going on, and he has an international
title. He missed last
title
year, so you can't like it's fucked if he misses this year because they just don't have anything for him.
he's got an international title shot in line against what do you call it? MJF right now, technically.
Yeah, but that's not happening at Wembley.
Well, that's my point. It's not happening all in, so I don't know where he fits. But I'm glad Claudio got the shot with Okada.
That doesn't make sense either.
I wonder if Claudio Okada's all in or something else, but that's going to be a great match. So I'm here again, another week, another Tony Schiavone complaint segment. He's so bad. Like, I hate being a broken record about it, but man, every week he's just
bad.
On Collision in particular, he's unbearable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you recall the segment with Mariah May and Tony Storm this past weekend.
I do. I don't recall what he said, but that was an awesome segment.
It made no sense to me. Like, Mariah May comes out with the Owen Hart like pink belt that she has and sits down at the announcer's table, and immediately Tony Schiavone like puts his finger on the belt and he goes, he's like, "Oh, Mariah May, what are you doing with this belt? This belt isn't yours. Why do you have this?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, do you think that's Tony Storm's title and like she's holding it? Like, it's the Owen belt." And that made no sense immediately. Just like right away going after Mariah about that. And then during the match with Tony, like, I don't know if you remember Mariah May standing on the stage and there's like 2 or 3 guards like standing there with her. And all they're doing, if you remember, all they're doing is like there's a hand here, a hand on her stomach, and a guy on her side. Like the hands just like this. Not holding her. She's not struggling. She's just standing there watching. And Schiavone is just like, "Oh, security guards are doing all they can to hold Mariah back while Tony's like beating on her." And I'm looking at it. And I'm like, no, they're not. Like, she's just standing there. Security ain't doing shit. Like, what?
They really weren't like they were barely holding her.
They were. I mean, at least in that moment, there were probably other points where they were holding her, but like
that's so funny.
At that moment, they were just like this, like hands, like being there. It was so stupid.
I agree. That's so funny.
Again, another segment for me to bitch about Tony Schiavone, but it's so frustrating, man. Rosa and Deanna, Texas Bull Rope next week. I'm all for
very
it.
Excited for that match. It's gonna be good.
It's at the point where whenever
Deanna's kind of grown on me. I like when she first came in, just that whole New Jersey character. I'm not a big fan of it, but like she hasn't been, at least from what I've seen, hasn't been like pushing it down our throat as much, and it's just been like about her just trying to like get her shot and stuff. I like her so far. So far I like her until I don't.
She's leaned more into the virtuoso character from TNA than the Jersey stuff. And again, she's okay in the ring. I can't stand her on the mic, so I'm okay with her. I think there's there's enough other talents on the roster that should be on versus her, but whatever. I don't see, she's never a needle mover for me. She's just a nice talent doing some moves.
Exactly.
And then the Acclaimed and FTR going at it post-match to end the show. I mean, seems like they're testing the waters with Acclaimed maybe going heel. Like, I know right now, not yet, but I feel like it's going there. That was very heel.
So
heavy.
Is it Acclaim going heel, or like, I hate to say it, are they gonna break him up? That's like not soon, but sooner rather than later. Like, I don't want them to. I'd much rather them go heel, but like, I feel like they're not trying to do them heel. I feel like they're trying to get them into like the Stone Cold Rock tweener kind of situation where like they're bad boys, but everyone still loves them, but they're trying to go into their dark side more because they need that to get the tag champs, which is fine. But like, then they had to keep going with that. They can't go back to like the same old campy shit right after if they lose, they can't go back to the same old campy shit. Or if they win, regardless.
Here's the thing. They did that serious edgy thing with them already last year when they were feuding with House of Black.
That's also what I thought.
So this time now, like, Caster's clearly playing up what he is on Twitter and being like an asshole and a dick on purpose, like calling himself the best wrestler alive in the world. Where were you guys? Like, Bowens is matching just with the energy and the intensity, but not with the words yet. And then Billy Gunn pulled them away from the handshakes. I mean, they're all kind of, I think they're going there. I think they're getting there with them just turning all heel as a group. I don't think they're breaking up at all.
I'd rather that. So they need a little change. Am I wrong in saying it might be time for, like, if they do the heel turn, to get Daddy Ass out of there? Like when
I mean,
does
they'd have to turn on.
when
They'd have to
does
turn
he
on
run
him.
his
So far,
course?
he's been rolling with their vibe.
I'm just saying,
So-
when does he run his course with the Acclaimed? Because like I don't think he's gotten old with it yet, but like I think eventually he does, and I don't want it to happen before like it's too late.
I don't think you do it here. Again, I mean, if he wasn't matching their vibe, I'd say maybe. But like again, he pulled them away. He seems like he's rolling with whatever they're doing. So I don't think you get rid of him if they turn here.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Maybe again one day, yeah, sure, but I don't think it's yet.
All right. But I'm excited for that match. I think it's gonna be a good match. I hope the Acclaimed wins. Like we said, I don't want to see FTR versus Young Bucks again, especially at Wembley. So
Honestly,
whatever-
dude, I'm starting to think they're gonna do FTR Acclaimed at Wembley, and then the winner faces Bucks at All Out. That's what I honestly don't even think the Bucks are gonna be on the show.
But see if that happens. Though, then that I think goes more with the possibility of the Elite, some version of the Elite doing Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah, I just don't see who you have them fight. Like, do they fight FTR Acclaimed and like Mark, and that's it? I don't know.
I don't know. No, you're right. I don't know either.
Yeah, because again, like if you're doing Paige and Jarrett, Perry's already taken up. So all that's left are the Bucks and Okada. So you can do a 6-man.
But
Like, that's it. Though.
Yeah, that's crazy for Anarchy in the Arena. You need more.
And then again, that's
than
taking your
6.
tag champs and a continental champ and putting them in one match where they're not defending.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Bucks aren't on All In. I know it's probably not going to happen. They'll probably be on because they're the Bucks and egos. But
unless they do some
Yeah.
kind of shitty like draw, and then the Acclaim get the first shot All Out, and then All In, and then FTR or whatever or Reverse gets a shot at All Out. We'll see.
Yeah, honestly, I'd be fine with Bucks Acclaimed at All In and Bucks FTR at All Out. I'm fine with that. But we'll see how things play out. But,
All right.
Yeah.
And that
that's
was
all
it,
I
right?
had. That's all I got.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking with us this long. We will be back in 2 days for the worst male wrestler of all time. Just want to make sure we get that's very specific, all right? Worst male wrestler of all time. In 2 days, Matt will be joining us. Please come in. Please save your subscriptions for Thursday night.
Yes.
Put your input. Make some decisions for us. We'll see you guys Thursday. Have a great night. Juice, I'll see you in 2 days.
Oh, yeah. See you in 2 days, and I get to do the intro because it's the worst wrestler tournament of all time.
Oh, boy.
Let's go.
Here we go. Peace out, everybody.